Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies. You're listening to the Pixel Junkies podcast, episode 141. I'm one of your hosts, Rory DC.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're joined this week by...
Perfect.
That was Andrew. Andrew is...
They know who he is. Thomas knows who he is. Thomas can probably smell the burp.
Shit.
Okay, so this week, the first thing I wanted to talk about is something that we were like a little confused about last week because we didn't have the full story, and it wasn't actually like on our topic list or anything. So that was part of the issue.
It's actually apparently pronounced.
You guys got it
Quatneros.
so wrong.
So we wanted to talk about Quake Champions because we played Quake Champions last week on the podcast, and me and Aaron were discussing its like in-game economy, but we didn't know like how it worked or if it was going to be free to play. So I'll clarify the details right now, and then we'll talk about what we think of the details. We don't like the details, if you were wondering. If spoiler alert. So
hope you're ready for this one, Thomas.
Quake Champions is currently in early access. When it comes out, there will be two versions of it. There will be a free to play version, which has one of the champions unlocked, and you can play that version whatever. There will be a paid version then, which is $40 Canadian, I believe, that will, which is $30 US or whatever the fuck that is. The paid version has all the champions unlocked. So there's one like really important thing to note here that makes this different from like the League of Legends model. So League of Legends is a free to play game. If you play it, you can buy the champions or you can unlock them. Right? And we've sort of said, like, I think our general policy is here, we can deal with some microtransactions if they're in a free-to-play game. But the difference with Quake Champions is you cannot unlock the champions by playing. You have to pay to have all the champions, and that's the part about this I really don't like.
Well, it's kind of like the way Killer Instinct and Dead or Alive was doing things.
Actually, yes, right? It's exactly.
Except I'm not sure if those were free or if there was like a
free.
Really, oh, they were free?
Yep. Dead or Alive is free.
So you got like one or two fighters, but you had to buy the rest. You couldn't just get them.
See, I don't like this. Like, now obviously it's a little different in Quake Champions than League of Legends because League of Legends has like hundreds of champions and Quake Champions has 8.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't mind microtransactions in a free to play game. But I kind of mind it if it's, like, the only way to play the game. Because then, to me, the game is not free-to-play. Half of it is free-to-play.
Yeah.
If you could just unlock the champions, I would be 100% okay with this. Although I'd still rather just have a price tag and you have the whole game, to be honest. Like, and that was the way it was played.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a good $30 title.
I agree. It would be a great $30 title. And it just bums me out because there aren't really a lot of.
He ran in there really quick, by the way. There's a coin, and he ran in from the other side of the studio.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, he's hurting for money.
But
Quake microtransactions.
I'm kind of bummed out because like Quake, there aren't a lot of good like fast-paced arena shooters out there. Right? And, like, I played a bit of Quake now, and it's like, the gameplay of it is...
Since the podcast?
I'm sorry?
Since the podcast?
Not since the podcast.
Oh.
And the game... But what I was playing... But I jumped on Unreal Tournament today for a quick game. Just so I could just refresh my memory a little bit. And the gameplay is similar enough that I think, like, it could fill a bit of a niche gap. But yeah, I'm not crazy about the business model.
Hasn't Overwatch kind of filled that gap though? Filled that niche?
I mean,
because it's a similar experience. I'm not gonna say it's like it's a replacement.
No, I know what you mean.
I think it's
it's fast. It's fast, but like Overwatch is about like team composition and stuff like that. It's more cooperative. than
Yeah.
the older single player shooters are, right? And that's kind of the part about Overwatch that makes me hesitant to play it, is the fact that I'll be relying on other people and the intelligence of other people. You know what I mean?
Is there a free for all mode though?
I believe they have introduced one. There wasn't one originally. I believe they introduced that. And if there are people playing that, I would love to play that, because I think Overwatch is pretty fucking cool based on what I've seen of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it looks good to me. I mean, it is kind of a pain in the ass to use a different launcher. I know it's a minor pain in the ass, but still pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I just like having everything on Steam. But yeah, I mean, you're probably right, and I mean, it's going to be hard if you're trying to compete with Overwatch, because you can't. Or won't be able to for at least, I don't know, a year and a half or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't paying attention because I was killing people, but I mean, the difference in Overwatch is they don't really do microtransactions for combat.
No, he wasn't talking about the microtransactions. He was saying it filled the need for an arena shooter.
Yeah, but in terms of like the difference between, I think why Overwatch is like an acceptable game, and where we had an issue with Quake is because they just do cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, I agree, and like, it's just weird too. It's weird. I don't get it. I mean, I guess like Andrew said, like Dead or Alive did it, but also like I feel like you shouldn't do things Dead or Alive does. Like any of the things, like. Dead or Alive is not a success story.
I haven't really played Dead or Alive, but why? What are you getting at?
Well, so like Dead or Alive is just, it's not a huge success, right? Like it's not like an enviable model. It's not like where it's like, oh, we need to do that thing. Like, you know how like a lot of people like they see Call of Duty. Like, I'm talking about game publishers now. It's like, oh, we got to do that. That's a big success. Dead or Alive is not one of those stories where it's like this massive financial success that we got to copy. Right,
yeah.
It's more not obscure, but like niche, yeah, I wouldn't go near to it if I was a games company looking for a good model.
Yeah. Did you know that Ben Quatneros ended up becoming a professional pod racer and ended up having the sport's biggest rivalry with Sebulba during the time of the Clone Wars?
Man, I bet no one was watching pod racing during the time of the Clone Wars too. It must have. Like,
oh,
no
thank
wonder
God!
it
There's
flew
something
under the
else
radar.
on. You watch about this cool war.
They were all watching CNN.
Can we talk a little bit about net neutrality?
Yes.
Okay. So
I see putting that on the bottom of the list didn't work.
All right. Well, then we don't have to talk about it.
No, go ahead.
No, fuck it.
Go ahead.
No,
I was just
fuck
fucking
it.
with you.
Okay. So it is not as big a deal for Canada because it's not coming up. But in the States, I believe, not this week, but next week, there's going to be a big...
I think it's the 14th is the vote?
Yes. And they're going to be having a vote to repeal a Obama era... To make a very, very long story short, in 2015, the Obama administration made... internet access essentially a kind of public utility, which meant that internet service providers could not dictate certain speeds for internet for different websites. So they couldn't slow down your internet connection to Netflix because Verizon or whatever had a competing service that they wanted to promote, and they wanted to slow down Netflix as a result. They're trying to repeal that now under the current administration.
They didn't set anything in stone when Obama did it. They just like basically secured the existing system. Right?
Yeah. And so now they're trying to repeal those guidelines so that it would give the ISPs the opportunity to basically to increase or decrease the speed for access to the internet for whatever website you wanted, and not have the internet just come as like a first come first served basis. Because correct me if I'm wrong, the way it works now is there's algorithms that kind of sort neutrally which what information goes where. I mean, certain users get privilege, like I believe NASA gets privilege and like the NSA get privilege. But for the most part, for users like affluent, users in affluent families will not be getting better, more privileged internet speeds than those
No.
in affluent,
Yeah, they're
areas.
not currently allowed to check where information is coming from or going to.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot of arguments for and against. A lot of the arguments, for this repeal, for the end of net neutrality, is that not only will it create, allow corporations to become competitive and allow even greater service to their client base, but it will also give them more control over denying access to certain websites that have illegal content on them, such as drugs or child pornography, which I'm all for, obviously. Some of the arguments against is that this is basically putting the neutrality of the internet and the future of the internet in the hands of corporations, which honestly can't really be trusted, in my opinion. I don't think a major corporation that's designed to make money can honestly be trusted for the well-being. They're not going to act.
Can you think of anybody who can be trusted? Because I can't.
At least governments are... I'm not saying governments are better... Well, are infallible because, obviously. But at least the American government is supposed to pretend to work for the people. But a corporation works for its own self-interest. So at least with the government, there's a bit of accountability there. I don't think they do a great job. But I think they certainly wouldn't intentionally fuck over most of America for its own gain, because at least at the end of the day, the government is supposed to be working for the people. Corporations are working for money, and there's a distinct difference there.
What interests me about net neutrality is I'm surprised that so many people know about it, because I remember we did a podcast with a quite
It's a couple of years ago.
What's the word for Dave's state during that podcast?
Florida?
Quite out of it, Dave. When we talked about ISPs
Incapacitated.
and their ability to preserve or keep your information to themselves, or inability to do that. No one knew about that story. That just came and went. There was a vote. It didn't have to be a majority. Like, we consulted Adam, our political science guy, on the podcast. And apparently apparently privacy is not a majority vote issue, which is like a 2/3 majority vote issue, which is sweet.
Yeah. It is a simple majority. It's not 2/3 majority.
Yeah. So and that, as I recall, it was like 52% or something quite close, right?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised net neutrality has gotten the attention on my Facebook feed that it has.
It's a big deal because it's kind of like, the internet is such a... for all of the negative aspects of the internet, of which there are a lot, like, the internet where we are right now is a very interesting... It's interesting because there's not a lot of control over it. Like, with TV and radio, very quickly on, in terms of these are the big players in this, and in order to get anywhere, you're going to have to sign yourself over to, these players. But with the internet, us as an example... There are platforms out there where very small creative teams can end up, putting their stuff on, online.
You can be as big as us.
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying we're so small, and yet we have the opportunity to get access to the internet. With even, I'm not trying to diss Aaron's setup here, but we're not on the level of Rooster Teeth or or Philip DeFranco, or even some smaller.
Can we at least be on the level of Philip DeFranco?
In terms of the money we're getting, Rory, and we don't have we're in Aaron's bedroom and we have to keep our voice down because he has other people who live in this house and we can't disturb them. We're Philip DeFranco.
We made
and Rooster
two
Teeth.
figures of income, Adam.
What?
You take that back.
But anyway, but it gives us we're able to do this. Whereas, we would never get a TV show off the go, really, or if we did, we wouldn't be able to have as much creative freedom as we do now. There would be, because we need backers, and backers would dictate what kind of content that we would allow on this on this channel. And I think the internet should remain like that because it's very important.
Sure, yeah.
Obviously, there are some things in the internet that we should, obviously try to get rid of: human trafficking, child pornography. But I don't think giving ISPs total freedom to, to pick and choose internet speeds. I don't think repealing net neutrality is going to help in that issue.
That's the thing. It's like people who are using that as a reason are wrong, right? Because they're too vaguely related at best things, and I think people tend to bring stuff up like that. Like, I remember when they did that bill that, you know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, however the fuck long ago that was, that we talked about.
About half a year ago.
Oh yeah, it was actually earlier this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They came out and they were like, yeah, that we think this is better for the customers. It's like, well, it fucking isn't, because it literally doesn't benefit the customers at all. No one could point to a tangible benefit for any customers. And I feel like when people try to bring stuff like that into it, it's exclusively to distract from what's happening.
There's such a level of corporatism in America now where it's not even capitalism, it's just corporatism, where it's, I mean, the level of corporations of companies in America have been drastically decreasing, and it's not because they're moving elsewhere, it's because they're joining together. I mean, Funhouse talked about this on their podcast, but they were saying, like, Disney, before, Disney was it was Disney and Marvel and LucasArts and Pixar and Miramax and all those companies were all separate companies. And Disney is now now they're all just Disney. And soon it's going to be Disney and Fox, because I've heard rumors that Disney is planning to buy at least Fox Films, if not all of Fox, which seems ludicrous to me. And if that is allowed to happen, you weren't very subtle about that one, Aaron.
Well, they fucked my plan. Oh shit, there's all dudes. Jesus, that guy died. They all got bots. Stop being bot, you idiots.
So that's pretty much pretty much my point.
Don't get up.
So yeah,
shot her in the ass.
They've got that. So I guess we'll be coming back to talk about how that happens.
Yeah. So the vote is on December 14th. I mean,
it could potentially be good for small business, but it probably won't be.
Yeah, because it's probably going to benefit these larger companies, and I don't think they're going to be fair to small business. Why?
Even if they were, it doesn't, like, the effects of it are almost sort of like tangential to the principle of it, I think.
I mean, we really will have to wait and see, but I'd rather not have to wait and see. I'd
rather not find out. Yeah.
Keep things the way they are, because the way that they are now is good. And fix
that damn ISP thing while you're at it, America.
I really don't think that corporations are going to be able to handle this, but then whatever. If you're in America, I would recommend, no matter what you're doing, no matter which side you fall on, I recommend contacting your representative and letting them know where you stand on this issue.
I'm sure they're going to listen.
They won't, but at least you tried. At least you can say you tried.
At least you gave it a go. Yeah, I gave it a go.
It's because here's the thing: if enough people do that, then maybe they'll listen.
What were we saying there, Aaron? Sorry.
Isn't it just the FCC that vote on this?
No, it's going to Congress.
It's a political vote. I think,
oh, is it?
Yeah.
So the Infinity War trailer came out.
Oh, you mean the one with the where the villain is the guy from Pawn Shop?
What? Adam's making a Thanos joke.
Oh, I thought he was a California raisin.
That also works.
So, what did we think of the trailer? Did we like it?
I thought it was pretty good, except I really don't like how Thanos looks. He looks awful.
It looks almost exactly the same as he did before.
No, he didn't. No, he
does.
Doesn't. He doesn't, Aaron. In this case, you are factually wrong.
It's mostly a color change, right?
He's a purple raisin guy.
Yeah, but he looks human now. He looks like friggin' James Hetfield from Metallica worked out a little bit too much and is now destroying planets. Where at least before he looked like an alien overlord, now he just looks like some guy.
I don't like the color change either. But I wouldn't have mind if they changed his design to something else. Like, I wasn't in love with the original Thanos design. He was fine, but
he looked like a really awkward CG purple guy. I'm kind of glad they changed it a little bit.
And maybe the thing is, Thanos didn't do shit in the other movies, so maybe they found out that getting him to, like, move. Yeah.
Andrew just sent me that for some reason.
Getting him to move, maybe, like, it looked dumb. Having him be purple. Maybe it didn't go with the background or something.
I'm sure there was a creative reason why they did it.
I'm also sure of that, yeah.
Like, they saw him in mocap walking around next to Tony Stark, and they're like, God, this looks fucking stupid.
Yeah. And maybe it just didn't jive with the color scheme of the movie.
Like, maybe, could have been. I mean,
think they changed it. I really do think they changed it because Josh Brolin wanted it to look more like himself. either Josh Brolin or his agents did, because he wasn't
They didn't want to get
recognizable
Oscar
enough
Isaac?
as Thanos.
They probably
Yeah,
didn't
but Apocalypse did look like Oscar Isaac.
But, like, not a lot. No more than Thanos looked like Josh Brolin.
I think he did. I could recognize him. Like,
it's tough, 'cause we
Thanos
know
in
it's
Guardians
him.
of the Galaxy is unrecognizable as...
I always
Josh Brolin.
associated as, with him as that. Like, even when... I'm not even sure I knew who it was when the Guardians of the Galaxy, or what was the first... I guess he was Avengers was the first one he was in. I was like...
you really got a good... you really saw him first in Guardians.
Yeah.
In terms of, actually being...
An actual,
he was
like,
a post-credit scene.
Yeah, and it was like just him smiling or whatever,
yeah.
that was it.
Prompting the Google search, who is that purple guy in the credit scene of the Avengers? But yeah, I mean, besides Thanos...
It's still hard to tell, I think, in that scene with its very, like, abundant color grading, where they definitely put a yellow filter over that scene. I feel like him being, like, super bright purple would have just been too much. So he might be more purple than he is in the film than in that scene.
Oh, right. I see
but
what
it's
you mean.
hard to tell because the scene is so vibrant. You know?
Yeah,
Look like
that's true, too,
bubblegum.
yeah.
The new version looks like bubblegum.
Yeah, but it's hard to
the
tell.
old version looked like bubblegum.
It's like what color is that dress bullshit again? It's like he could be purple, but in that lighting, he kind of looks almost skin tone. You know?
But
It's
that-
like,
Fuck that whole Facebook trend while we're at it, by the way.
Yeah,
but it's hard to
with you there,
tell, is what
Rory.
I'm saying.
But that I'm not as I mean, whatever is your stance on the color, I don't like the way the CGI had, like the overall design of the character. First off, he needs to be wearing that helmet, because at least with the helmet, it wouldn't look like he's fucking bald.
He is bald.
I mean, he is bald, but at least then it gives him kind of... Why did they have to change his look? He looked fucking fine at the end of... What was it?
Well, we're saying it might have been because it didn't look great in, like, the motion of, like,
It looked
kind of
shitty.
He presumably does something in this movie, aside from what he's been doing in previous movies, which is sit on his ass. He moved less than Stan Lee in the other movies.
Yeah.
Maybe Thanos is Stanley.
Sat in a chair and looked at Nebula, and that was it.
Yeah.
So are there 2 Infinity War movies?
Yes, well... There's Infinity. This one is called Infinity War, and then there's the next Avengers movie, which is the direct sequel. Because the story's been split into 2, but it's not called Infinity War. It's
Originally, it was going to be Infinity War Part 1 and 2. Then they changed it because they figured the films were different enough to not associate them with the same thing.
Yeah.
So are we going to have Infinity War, and then we're going to have another set of movies before the next Avengers?
Presumably.
Or are we just going to get 2 Avengers movies back to back?
No, but there
We
are
still get more-
there are a couple of movies in between Infinity
Yeah.
War and Infinity War 2. Let's just call them that for simplicity. because
Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then there's another Spider-Man
Oh, I'm pumped
movie,
for that.
and Captain Marvel,
yeah, and then Avengers, Infinity War is going to end.
and Guardians 3.
Is going to end it's going to end Phase 3, and then Phase 4 apparently is going to focus less on a linear narrative like these movies do, and focus more on telling more a wider variety of Star Wars stories. Sorry,
Presumably, because Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the 90s.
It's almost like they did some testing or whatever and found out that people from the 90s like 90s stuff.
Yeah, really, though.
Hope that's
Well, they already capitalized on the 80s.
Yeah.
Or the 70s, sorry. And the 80s.
Yeah, they've done a bunch of them, yeah. And they capitalized on the 40s. Insofar as you can call the first Captain America movie capitalizing on it.
And Peggy Carter.
They got the baby boomers and Gen X crew, and now they gotta get Gen Y.
What the fuck? I just put 3 bullets in that guy's back and he ran away.
Hey, he's fine.
So here are the here's the list of heroes appearing in this movie in some form or another. We have Tony Stark. We have Bruce
You gotta
Banner
read
the
them
Hulk,
faster than that, Adam. There's like
Loki.
200 people.
I'm scrolling down, Aaron. Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down.
I got Tony Stark.
Loki. We have have Captain America, we have Thor, we have Hawkeye, we have Star-Lord, we have Scarlet Witch, we have Winter Soldier, we have Stephen Strange, we have Vision, we have
Just say
Maria
who's not
Hill,
in
we
it.
have Wong, we have Gamora, we have Nebula, we have Groot, we have Drax Destroyer, we have Rocket, we have Mantis, we have Black Widow, we have apparently the Collector's in this, we have Spider-Man,
Hulk
we have
isn't
Falcon,
in it.
Black Panther, we
Hulk
have
is.
we have Ant-Man, we have War
He's
Machine.
in the trailer.
And yeah, like that's a lot.
That is a lot. There's more characters in this movie than there are in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which I think is fucking hilarious.
Is there?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's because Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has been a mess, but more so. Than
Yeah, but you know who's not in this movie, and I think it matters most?
Batman.
Dante.
Captain America.
He's in it. What? Are you just stupid?
I feel like it's a missed opportunity.
I missed part of what you
You
said.
missed
at the beginning.
something there, yeah.
It's a missed opportunity not having Captain America in this movie.
Oh, okay.
You getting at anything?
He's just misleading the audience.
Okay.
no end game to it, really.
I shot that guy's nose off.
The
They should just put Batman in these Avengers
oh,
movies.
gross.
That'd be
Then
hilarious.
Then he'd be in some good movies.
If he's in like the background of one shot, that would be amazing. he's like talking with Ant-Man. He's like, "Who are you?" And then that's it. That'd be funny.
I'll take Dave. I'll get Dave.
Do you think we'll get a decent DC film soon? Maybe.
Wonder Woman was
Now
good.
that-
I don't.
now that-
I've liked the last bunch of them, so I'm probably not qualified to answer your question.
Rory still doesn't want to admit that Suicide Squad was the worst movie of that year.
Well, I liked it. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, it's
By the way, we're gonna go see Disaster Artist sometime this week. Now that you're pretty much done.
Is that out
probably,
now?
yeah.
Yeah, it's out now.
Oh, hi, Mac.
I really want to see that. I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Someone else can answer Andrew's question.
I'm trying to segue here, guys.
Oh.
Into what?
Well, we didn't really
The
talk
list-
about the trailer.
the
we
list that's in
complained
front of
4
you?
minutes about.
Sorry, Adam wants to do something that isn't complaining about the way Thanos looks.
Well, I just wanted to say I want to talk about some other aspects of this trailer. Really,
Alright.
I mean, we're going on to another topic, but really quickly. So, Black Widow.
3-hour podcast here tonight, folks.
All right, what do you want to talk about then, Andrew?
Go ahead,
I
Adam.
don't know,
What do you
I'm
want to
just
say?
talking-
You were
There's
mentioning
a
something about
new
Black Widow.
mine out for Oblivion that changes the shadows slightly, and everyone needs to
You
know
wanted to
about.
say something about Black Widow. Go ahead. What do you got?
Black Widow changed her hair, so she's now blonde.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Off
they've
Adam's
done that.
list.
What?
Off the top Adam's list.
I don't like it.
Adam doesn't like blondes.
She's fine as a blonde. She's been blonde in a lot of stuff. I just don't
Well,
like
she is a
Black
blonde
Widow.
actress,
Yeah,
so-
I know, but like,
Adam, I don't like Black Widow 2017.
To be fair, she's probably in another movie that required her to have blonde hair. And so she was just like, she's got so much pull in the Marvel movies now, she's just like, yeah, I'm not dyeing my hair for this.
I think it's a nice change. They've changed her hair in every single movie. This is
Yeah.
a nice change.
I mean, I'll give you that. Maybe it'll look better in the movie when we get to see more of it. We got to see, the apparent. I think what's going to happen is that characters like Stephen Strange and Spider-Man are only going to be in the movie in the beginning, and then like kind of the main Avengers cast are going to be fighting Thanos' soldiers outside of Wakanda. Or in
I'm
Wakanda
going
or
to agree
whatever.
with the part about Spider-Man and disagree with the part about Doctor Strange. I think he's going to be a very big part of this.
You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll have to see.
he rewinds time and makes Thanos go away, and then it just happens again for another movie, and then that's the fourth one.
Thanos, I've come to bargain.
The Hulkbuster's back, so we're gonna get to see that next again. Apparently, Rhodey is fixed now, so he's no longer a cripple because he was flying around. We got to
Yeah,
see
take
some
that,
Black
cripples
Panther.
of the
I think
world.
you're gonna have to see Black Panther before you see Infinity War, because I think there's gonna be a lot of stuff from Black Panther that directly affects Infinity War.
I feel like the scene where Black Panther's like, get this man a shield is going to be at the end of Black Panther in like the post credits or something.
might be.
Definitely see all the MCU movies before you see this one.
Yeah, if you have time for
Yeah.
that.
You have time.
There's only 20 something of them.
Anyway, that was pretty much it. I mean, we can talk about whatever. Speaking of DC,
yeah. So they were.
Do you guys think they'll make a decent DC anytime soon?
So they're gonna do a out of universe Harley Quinn solo movie. It looks like.
Wait, it's out of universe?
what?
Yeah.
Is it still starring?
Yeah, it's still Margot Robbie. Yeah.
Isn't that just gonna confuse the shit out of audiences?
It's gonna confuse the shit out of us. The audiences don't care about canon.
Well, they kind of do though.
No, they regular people can't keep track of stuff like
I
that.
feel like the MCU would disagree, Rory, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
And
DC's been doing a flawless job
if
thus
the
far.
MCU could do an out of universe movie and fucking nobody would notice except us, I promise. Like literally no one would notice. They could say we're gonna do a Black Widow movie and it's not gonna be in the universe, and no one would give a shit.
She dies in the end.
And then she's just back?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna do an out-of-universe Harley Quinn movie. I don't know who's signed on to direct this. I should have looked into this more.
So, like, what's that gonna be about? Is the reason they're doing it out of universe is because they don't want what's his name to be Joker anymore because apparently he was an intolerable fuck in that movie?
Oh, is this the Leonardo DiCaprio Joker movie?
I don't know. I don't think so. Actually, I think this is.
Is he actually being Joker?
There's rumors. I don't know.
Yeah, there's rumors. Nothing is confirmed yet. But yeah. So I mean, I don't really have much to say about this aside from the fact that it was like basically confirmed. So that was news. And yeah, so it's gonna be probably just like I'm assuming they're not gonna start another universe. I'm kind of irritated when there's multiple universe. Like I insist that other people.
What are you
will
talking
notice,
about, Rory? Nobody's irritated.
Me and Aaron will notice. I don't like it when.
Oh, you know Aaron will notice.
I don't like it when there's like multiple universes going on. I find that I don't mind it with the television universes because they're restricted to television.
Yeah, but even in the
easy to
MCU,
keep
the
track
TV stories take place in the same as the films.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I don't mind them having different universes for the television and movies.
Fucking die.
It's
But like that would be like having a Star Wars story where you're looking at like Rey, and she's played by Daisy Ridley, but it has no connection to the other Star Wars. It's like a completely separate canon.
It's weird. It's unnecessary.
It would be different.
The worst part of
it would be different if instead of Harley Quinn being played by Margot Robbie, she was played by I don't know, Alison Brie, just to name somebody. Not that she would do a good job, but I don't think she would. I don't think I would like her as Harley Quinn. But whatever.
Yeah, you're awful, Allison. Don't do anything. Adam hates women. 2017. Go ahead.
There's a lot of expensive stuff over there. But it just doesn't make any like that. It could be okay. So it's not the same person, so it might be different. But the cast the same person.
Me.
Now at the same time, she was one of the best parts about Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
she
killed it.
I mean, because she's just an incredible actor.
And they did a great job. I have a costume of that poster. A poster of that costume. That's one of my favorite Harley Quinn costumes.
Is it covered in spunk?
No, it's a poster. What the hell are you on about?
You don't masturbate in front of it?
It's that scratch and sniff poster.
That was a cool
Mine
poster.
smells like Javex.
Like it's my second favorite Harley Quinn costume, second to the animated series one.
Yeah.
And it's terrific. But I just don't like that this is out of universe. That bothers me. I would rather them stick to the universe that they're building. I would rather them name the fucking universe. That would be a fucking start too.
It's the DC expanded universe.
But it's not though.
It isn't?
You're thinking of Extended, by the way.
Oh, Extended.
And that's just a fan name. That's not an official name. That's what we call it because we have nothing else to call it, but that's not what it's called.
Oh, shit.
That's not an internally
recognized name. Do you think they're making this out of universe because they're rebooting their universe?
Oh, I hope so.
Not.
They're 4 fucking movies in, they're already rebooting.
But it's a disaster.
Well,
but it isn't. That's the Wow, that was a stalemate there if I've ever heard one.
I'm watching Aaron try to kill this guy whose costume is apparently actually armor plated.
Well, I'm not going to tell you your opinion is wrong, Rory.
I'm not. What I'm saying is, I think we're also speaking about something different here, which is the movies are not the movies are a financial success. So they definitely wouldn't do it on it being like not performing well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't Justice League not a financial success?
It's not as much of an expected financial success as it was, but Suicide Squad even was a huge financial success.
I think that I think it at least made its money back.
Oh yeah, it's not performing like they wanted it to perform, but it's still like, you know, I mean, there's like a 10,000 online theories as to why, but
the execs can only install 4 pools instead of 17.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be fine. You don't have to worry about the them being able to eat over there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be okay. But yeah, so I don't know much about this movie. We'll talk about it more when we have more information, like a director, a writer, a cinematographer, something, anything. Some more actors, maybe.
It's probably just gonna be about like Harley Quinn before she was Harley Quinn and she goes shopping and stuff. Because that's what women do. And that's the end of the movie.
It's like rain.
EA.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah. Oh man. Yep.
Do you like Star Wars?
Yeah. I delve into Star Wars every now and then.
Do you like cosmetic microtransactions?
Man, I missed your smooth segues.
I really hope when I get married, Andrew, I want you to write my vows for me. Hey, wife.
Do you like Adam?
Do you like getting?
Do you like weddings?
Do you like getting some of that Adam's piping hot D? Well, you're gonna love what's gonna happen after
That's
this
exactly
wedding.
How he'd write it too. That's
He
the
would.
worst part.
5 and hot. Oh man.
Can you please put the words "piping hot D" in your wedding vows?
I don't know if I'll be able to put them in order, but
That's
I will work them in a certain yeah. They might not be in sequence, but I will work them in there.
Yes, I Adam piping facey.
This is reason number 25 why I'm never having a
Take
wedding
pride
ceremony.
hot something to D.
Oh, Aaron, that was flawless off the cuff.
Oh man, perfect.
All right, so carry on. Aaron, do you like all that stuff?
Yeah, just to break in here, I literally killed as many people as I felt like killing in that level, and I completed 6 challenges. Anyway, yeah, sure, I do love cosmetic microtransactions in...
That's the wrong answer,
Oh.
but okay. Well, that's too bad,
You've ruined
because
his excellent segue.
there's no cosmetic microtransactions coming to Star Wars
dang.
Battlefront 2.
Aren't
I
there
mean-
actual like cosmetic changes in the game though that people have found?
Yes. I mean,
People
they're
have
not hard to
data
find.
mined the game, and there are like character customization options in place in the game. They're just not actually there for you.
Well, I like I like how EA was like, oh, we couldn't have just cosmetic microtransactions because that would break the canon of Star Wars.
Such
And I'm like,
bullshit.
in multiplayer, which isn't canon anyway, but this is the same multiplayer where you can have Death Troopers, like beating the shit out of, or Darth Maul beating the shit out of stormtroopers,
It
or
makes
you
no
can have
fucking sense.
Yoda fighting First Order stormtroopers, or you can have the Millennium Falcon taking on Vulture droids.
And he used the most bullshit example too. Like, oh, well, I don't think running around as pink Darth Vader would be very lore
Is that the
friendly.
example he
He
used?
said pink
Yeah.
Darth Vader. Yeah, that was his quote.
Well,
yeah.
you wouldn't even have to go that far, but I can think of at least like 3 different costumes you could have for Darth Vader. Unlockable cosmetics. You could have Anakin. You could have like a battle damaged Darth Vader, and then you could have
Yeah.
like a cool design.
Yeah, but that would require new character models. This guy was obviously thinking in customization. Well, we're not going to do any actual work. We'll just change the colors of existing things because
Yeah,
that
exactly.
takes 2
Yeah.
seconds.
Which, for the record, pink Darth Vader would be fine as what every other color of Darth Vader is.
because it's multiplayer. It would be
Yes.
different if it was for the story. Like all
It's
of a sudden,
breast
Darth,
cancer awareness, Darth Vader.
But if he if in Darth Vader, if he started in the campaign, if Darth Vader started honking around in pink, it'd be obvious. Like, okay, now come on. But multiplayer for Star Wars games have never been canon. And in fact, they're not
why
canon
would
for most
multiplayer
games.
be canon?
I can't think of a
Which doesn't
single.
make any sense.
The only game I can think of that had multiplayer as canon was Halo 4, and even then they were just training
It's
missions.
the fiercest Jedi in the world, with a kill-death ratio of 40-1. Bob is gay, 325. Yeah, they're gonna make that canon. Fuck off, please.
Where's his
Darth
Wikipedia page?
Gator 4.
Oh, man.
And this, I actually noticed in that game that there were no cosmetics. Like, that was something I noticed because the first game had them, and I'm like, why? Like,
It
you
sort
could
of
have a
does.
lot of cool cosmetics in there. Like, what it'd be cool to play as a Twi'lek rebel soldier, or to change your the paint color on your stormtrooper.
It's also
armor.
worth noting that people pay to the fucking nose for cosmetics, as League of Legends proves.
Yeah.
Time and time again.
Like, there's
It's
so
also
many different
worth noting
costumes
that,
for.
that you can't actually do that.
That what,
The
sorry?
cosmetics in the game that people found do let you play as a Twi'lek.
Oh, do they? No. But I can think of at least 10 different costumes for clone troopers alone. Like, you could become an ARC trooper, a clone commando. You could be a galactic marine.
Yeah, there's
You
a
could-
couple of different outfits for both sides and all eras, I think, isn't there?
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into it myself.
But you could do so much, and that would be a lot more palatable than the microtransactions that we were going to get. And it would have made the structure of the game a lot better because, it wouldn't have made the game a massive grind in order to unlock stuff for your character. And by the way, those star cards are still horseshit.
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of the microtransactions didn't fix the game. I mean, we've said that already. It's still an unbalanced multiplayer experience with a lot of grinding. That was in there from the beginning anyway. And with the couple of days or week we had of microtransactions, it allowed people to get ahead anyway. So
Yeah.
none of the problems were resolved with this.
Yeah, the problem shouldn't... the fix shouldn't be remove microtransactions. The fix should have been don't build a game around microtransactions.
Yeah. And it sucks that, because Star Wars Battlefront obviously has a place in the heart of not just Star Wars fans, but video game fans, because a lot of people really like the first two, OG Battlefront. And it just sucks that the first Battlefront was a rushed mess in order to capitalize on the new movie, and it sucks that the second one is a microtransaction built...
Was a slow boiling mess. Which had a lot of fixes, strangely enough. That's kind of the tragic part of all of this thing. Like we were talking about Quake earlier, how it's like, the gameplay is actually not bad. Likewise, there's good things about the new Battlefront.
At the end of the day, it's a fun game to play, but absolutely don't buy it. And if you're going to buy it at all, get a used copy so EA doesn't get a single dime out of you. But, are you in Turkey, by the way? Are you in, is this
I'm in
Istanbul?
Marrakesh.
What?
I'm in Marrakesh.
Okay, I thought this was Istanbul.
Hey, got one left. I'll go find a spot and then we
Yep.
Well, I don't know.
So yeah, no one here is buying the canon thing, right?
No.
No, it's a stupid excuse. I can kind of see, bits and pieces of where he's coming from, but that can't be your whole argument.
Well, we talked about...
I got a feeling a large part of this is coming down from Disney. And I think, I'm pretty sure Disney's given ground rules for cosmetics. And I think it might just be too much trouble to implement.
Yeah.
Why
I
are
see
they,
what you
why are
mean,
they
yeah.
giving ground
I
rules?
think instead of going through the motions
Disney.
of working around the issues of canon, what can be used and what can't, they're just saying, actually, no, we're not doing that. Can't do it.
Well, here's the thing. If in Call of Duty World War II I can play as a black female Waffen SS officer, I can play as a pink Darth Vader in Star Wars.
Adam, it's 2017.
I don't give a fuck what era it is. In all eras, the Waffen SS were absolutely racist and didn't accept females into their ranks, except in a few specialized cases such as guard duty in the concentration camps. But that's a whole other topic I really don't want to get into.
Facts are offensive, Adam.
What are you
Shut
doing,
up.
Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew, are you eating food?
Oh no, I'm just peeling a wrapper off this water bottle.
That was really loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, I don't know. I I'd like to see another Star Wars game come out from EA. Well, I wouldn't actually, but I want to see another Star Wars game come out that isn't Battlefront because they've had this license, for 6 years now? And they've done nothing with it? Jesus Christ. You look like if Sandy gave up in life, Aaron.
I totally look like I'm from here. What's up, guys? I'm not a white guy.
But, because they've had this license for 6 years, and they've done nothing with it except release 2 games that have been received very poorly. So this whole thing seems like
financially,
a big
not
mess.
really. People like the first game. People like the second game. They sold 14 million copies of the first Battlefront. It's really just the microtransactions and shit people are kicking up a stink about this time. It's not a super awesome Star Wars game, especially Star Wars with the massive roster of great games it has.
But they could. It's Electronic Arts. At the very least, they have the power to be able to produce a few more Star Wars games. I'm not asking for a deluge here, but it would be nice to get a single player Star Wars experience. Because that's all all the best Star Wars games for the most part have been single player experiences. The only ones that haven't have been Battlefront. Really.
Yeah, but EA came out and said people don't like single player games anymore.
Yeah,
they've done their research.
Can we talk about that for a little bit? Or have we already talked about that? I can't remember if we talked about that.
I think we have. They're wrong is the TLDR version.
Well, I mean, they ultimately said that they're not doing it because there's less money in it. They pretty much said...
Well, they're probably right about that, but...
We're not doing this because we can't make as many millions doing it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But there is money in it. It's just not as much, but it is money. And if everyone chases after the same thing... then you're not going to make that much money anyway.
It can be as much if you're, a rare case. There are outlier cases of single-player games that make a killing. Fucking Skyrim was the 5th game in a series that 90% of its players never fucking played. And now, people are buying it for the fucking Switch.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can get Skyrim for my fridge.
And I know it's an outlier case. Obviously, most single-player games are not Skyrim. But
Skyrim is a huge investment, and I don't think EA is looking to that. They want something they can make relatively quickly and relatively cheaply.
I agree.
And if they make it a multiplayer game and they shove in a bunch of microtransactions, they've done research. They know they're going to make a profit off of that.
Yeah. And I'm not saying from a business point of view, I mean that makes sense. But just because it makes good business sense doesn't mean it's a good thing to do for the industry.
Yo, what's up, print boy?
From where I'm sitting, if EA wants to stop making single-player games, that's fine. We'll just move to another company that does make single-player games. And I think a lot of other people
I agree with you, but the fact is they have the Star Wars license, and it would be great if if EA stopped making...
I agree.
Single-player games forever, that'd be fine. But the fact that they have Star Wars games, which has the potential for so many great single-player stories to be told... I mean, just look at 1313, the game that we never got. That looked fantastic, had a lot of promise, but was canceled because EA bought the fucking license.
The real disappointing thing here is the state of the Star Wars license, right?
Yes,
that's the real tragedy at the heart of all of this.
That's a good point.
And Mass Effect and Dragon Age, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh man.
Sir, I am talking to you.
Man, you just made me sad. You know that?
But don't worry, Anthem is coming out.
Oh, sweet. That game looks so good.
I don't think it looks bad, but I know it is going to be because it's EA and the direction that company is taking. It's like every decision that they're making is a bad one for this for this industry.
I can't wait to play with my friends who totally do not sound like robots in that game.
I hate when companies do that. And I have never been playing an online game, even with Sandy and Aaron when we play, and Thomas when we play GTA, and we're not like screaming at each other or whatever. We never sound like, all right, flank left, I'm gonna run up the middle and draw fire. You guys cover me with covering fire. We don't sound like that. We're always like, there's a guy, fuck.
There should be no.
And then you hear.
There should be no chat Thomas, audio at any point during a trailer.
What are you eating? I'm eating Tostitos.
Thomas is a blender.
Like chips come across really loud on mics.
Yeah, I don't look for. I'm not looking forward to Anthem, Andrew, to answer your.
Yeah, not now.
That guy's got to be really nervous, right? He's like, oh Jesus, what the fuck is following me?
Stop adding me to things.
I think
Who's
anyone
this?
that's apprehensive about Battlefront now, like I guess the games industry in general at this point,
AAA industry.
maybe hold on before jumping onto the Anthem bandwagon.
Speaking
You know?
of
Oh,
EA
absolutely.
and microtransactions, apparently EA's next UFC game also has makes
I saw
abundant
that.
use of microtransactions.
Oh, let me guess. Every punch is $1.
It's probably something like I had read something that it was like, I don't know, increasing the strength of your jab or something. I could be wrong about that. That was just a quick.
Well, to be fair, that's actually
Yeah, this is what
That's actually
that
quite
was in the
realistic
boxing
because
game
that's
as
what
well,
Anderson
wasn't
Silva
it?
did.
Or something.
So you think it's like a steroids emulator?
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you can buy extra steroids with real money to make it. Okay, that'd be pretty fucking funny.
It's super immersive.
That'd be a great commentary. I would forgive the microtransactions if they did it like that. It's like, oh man, that's a great commentary. And if it wasn't by EA, because EA would do it not for the commentary.
Right, yeah, for the money, yeah. But I think it's just hilarious because, like, yet another competitive game submerged in microtransactions that directly affect the competition. Now, obviously, I don't know how far they are in the development. Aaron, you own the most recent EA UFC game. When did that come out?
2 years ago.
Okay, so
Year
they're
and a
probably
half?
pretty far into the. So they probably already sort of signed their death warrant as far as putting microtransactions in it goes. Because, like we say, it's one thing to take microtransactions out, but it's another if you've already built them into the balance of the game.
Yeah.
And
I don't know which one is. I mean, they're both pretty bad. Like, take a game like. I don't know, like Last of Us, the original one. If they started sliding microtransactions and that, it's like, no, this game wasn't built to have microtransactions. You're just ruining the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they build a game from the ground up to have microtransactions, they're like, well, this is just awful.
Yeah, exactly. It's
the point. Out of all the stuff they could have taken from the mobile market, they took the worst thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, now it obviously the impact of having like Aaron was wondering last week, like why is there not more talk about Quake? And one of the things we talked about is that Quake isn't as popular as Battlefront. And it's going to be the same thing with this EA UFC thing. There's something to be said. Now, this is just my own personal experience, but I believe there's a real difference between the people who play sports games, like, frequently, like, that's all they play, versus the people who play other games. Like, that, in my experience, seems to be a very different audience. Like, we'll play a sports game here and there. Aaron will play some F1. I'll play some... Basketball, yeah, something like that. I'll try to get through the menu system of NBA 2K, and, like, that's fine, but me and Aaron aren't, like, only playing sports. Aaron's playing fucking Hitman right now.
So killing people's a sport?
I don't know if anybody else found this, but, like, when I was a kid, I would always go over to, like, one of my cousin's house, and they'd be like, for a Christmas party or whatever.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be something that only you've experienced, yeah.
And I would go down, and it probably is only me, and they'd be like, I'd be very bored, and, like, one of my answers would be like, well, there's a games console downstairs. Did you want to go down and play a game? Oh, boy! And I go down, and the games were always, no matter what system was for, they'd have one Tony Hawk game, they'd have NHL, they'd have NBA, and they'd have FIFA, and if I was really, really, really lucky, they might have a shooter. They might have one shooter, but honestly, probably not. It would usually just be sports games and Tony Hawk, and I'm like, come on, man.
All right, just to establish
So,
this,
they definitely
that sounds bad. You missed out on Tony Hawk, though.
That's how I played most of my Tony Hawk was at cousin's house.
Yeah, but
for
it was like
Christmas
Tony
party.
Hawk Project 8 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, with the slow motion and the... man, talk about a fall from grace for those games, huh?
I was expecting Adam to say, like, they had all these games on, like, PS1, but they had an N64, and it was like, how am I supposed to play this?
That'd be good.
Yeah, Mom keeps buying me these games, and I don't have the
I saw a thing. I saw a thing on Reddit the other day. It was all the consoles I've owned according to my mom, and it was all these different consoles from different companies, and just above them was the title Nintendo.
There's a great comic I saw online where you see these two women are fighting, and the little kid comes in, and they're both like, "Billy, help! You have to help me. That other person is not your mom. She's a robot duplicate trying to kill me and take over the earth. You have to kill her." And he's like, and they toss him a gun, and he's like, "Well, but which one is my real mother?" And they're like, "I'm the real mother." And the other one's like, "No, I'm the real mother." And he's like, "Wait, I got it." And he sits down, and he starts playing his PlayStation, and one mother's like, "Billy, put that PlayStation down this instant." And the other one is like, "Put that Nintendo down now." He shoots the one that says PlayStation, and it was the robot.
That's good.
I mean, I remember having a legitimate conversation with my mom when I was telling, because I just bought, this was when I was really little, like I was like 6 or 7, and I just bought Pokemon cards, and I was really excited because I just gotten the Dragonite, like a shiny Dragonite, and she was like, I was like, Mom, look at this, I got a shiny Dragonite, and he was like, "What's a Dragonite?" I was like, "It's a Pokemon," and she was like, "But I thought Pikachu was the Pokemon." Like, I remember that word for word. She said, "I thought Pikachu was the Pokemon." And
Aaron looks like he just died.
Yeah.
The point is, parents don't get it. They just don't.
All right, so Life is Strange.
What the fuck was that? That just flew from the corner of the
Oh, that was
screen?
the task. He was flying away.
Hey guys, do you think there's still room in this industry for single-player experiences?
Yes, I do, Andrew. And I think one of those single player experiences is Life is Strange.
Or Hand of
Horizon
Fate 2,
Zero
which
Dawn.
just came out.
Or Hand of Fate 2.
Horizon Zero Dawn, man.
But anyways,
Or Cuphead.
Andrew
Oh, wait,
was
no,
actually
they have
trying to
multiplayer.
segue into this next topic on our list.
Oh. Horizon Zero Dawn. Go ahead.
Yeah.
By the way, did you know
So,
that Tom Hardy is going to be in the new Venom movie? Go ahead, Andrew.
When Life is Strange Before the Storm came out,
Yeah.
I know Aaron avoided it at first. I don't know if you still have.
Was that the sequel or was that the DLC?
It's the prequel.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it's like there are 3 episodes. It's kind of like a 0.5, I guess. You know, it's like half of a prequel. I don't know.
Since it came out, or since it was being developed during that voice actors strike that was going on, Ashley Birch was unable to reprise her role as Chloe.
Yeah.
So they got somebody else to do the voice. Now that the strike is over, the bonus episode for Before the Storm
Yeah.
is going to bring Ashley Birch back,
They're not redoing.
along with Max's voice actress.
They're not redoing all of them.
No, they're gonna leave the other one with David Hayter in the role, and they'll just do this new one with the original voice actor.
That's really stupid.
Wait,
It's great that she's coming back. It's stupid they're only doing 1 episode with her. Like,
I'm really into photography now, Chloe. Photography?
just finish the fucking series with the original actor. Now it's like, this is even more stupid now. if you're gonna record something with Ashley Birch, re-record all the episodes.
Well,
I think she's younger or something. I don't know.
That's whatever. Ashley Birch can do a younger sounding Chloe.
maybe she was too busy recording Hey Ash, What You Playing in order to... Which hasn't updated in a very long time. Please get on it, because that was a very funny series.
Get on it.
Too busy recording Horizon Zero Dawn.
I don't give a fuck about Horizon Zero Dawn. Hey Ash, What You Playing is a better experience.
I think Anthony Birch went off the deep end or something.
Did he?
I don't know. Yeah,
But he was...
in a real bad, embarrassing way too.
Oh.
You should look. Anyway,
In the episode.
What do you mean, look it up? What am I going to look up there? Anthony Birch loses his mind?
Look up, like,
That
Anthony
would
Birch
probably
penis.
turn up some results.
Yeah.
Anthony Birch peen.
He wrote Borderlands 2, didn't he?
you
If I
mean
remember
Reddit
correctly.
wrote Borderlands 2?
What?
Yes.
He says you mean Reddit wrote Borderlands 2.
Did Reddit write Borderlands 2?
No, he's making a joke about the sense of humor in Borderlands 2.
Oh. I get it. I do get it.
Hey, do you guys enjoy shooters?
I heard that there's a great shooter
Yes.
called Wolfenstein, too.
Oh, there is. I just finished it.
I thought I'd throw
It's-
him a bone for that one.
Nice, but I think
It's
he was trying to
real
talk
good.
about PUBG.
Were you trying to talk about PUBG?
I was gonna get there, but maybe we can loop back around. So I just finished Wolfenstein 2.
Is it good?
Have you guys played? Did you guys play the first one?
Yeah.
I have, yes.
Yes,
it was one of
I
my
loved it.
favorite ever shooters.
You read my review for it.
Oh yeah,
a good
yeah.
review.
So you guys should absolutely play Wolfenstein: The New Colossus.
I will. I love Wolfenstein.
I'm asking for it for Christmas.
Yeah,
For the Nintendo.
I'm telling you now, and I'm warning you.
Uh-huh.
Don't look up anything before you play.
I
the
won't.
game.
I never do.
I'm mainly talking to Adam.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Adam, if you go on YouTube and you see a video called, like, Wolfenstein, The New Colossus story analysis, spoilers, and you're like, maybe I'll watch this. It probably won't ruin the game. It will ruin the game. So don't do that.
Adam
Just,
was not listening to you at all.
I was listening. Why? Is there like a pretty big spoiler in this game?
Probably not.
There's a lot of stuff that happens in that game
Okay.
that's like...
Because I know at some point there's a nuke because I watched a gameplay trailer.
Stop talking. I want to play it.
There's a nuke in the first one.
Andrew. You're too late. Oh man. Yeah.
Aaron?
What?
Spoiler alert.
Thank you.
I mean, you're not really spoiling anything. You knew something big was going to happen at the end of the first one anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So that's all that is.
Didn't mean to do that. Whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But yeah, I know the struggle because we've been trying to get. We got to find a time, and we're probably gonna do it over Christmas now because I've been trying to get the guys to watch Get Out. But it's like it's one of those movies that is thoroughly ruined if you've read anything about it.
yeah.
Well, I heard at one point there's a nuke.
Yeah, there's a nuke in it. So we'll have to sit down, by the way, and do that over Christmas. Just like a
Yeah, sure.
brief note. It's super good. It was my favorite.
I should
movie
say
this
the
year.
game's not going to be ruined if you look it up. You're just not going to have
As good an experience.
the same emotions as you would if
Right.
it was the first time you're seeing this stuff.
Right.
So
it probably doesn't fuck it up as drastically.
you
as
shouldn't
Get Out.
you shouldn't deny yourself that experience. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. You should preserve it as much as possible. I agree with that. So let's talk about PUBG a little bit. Specifically, non-PC versions of PUBG. So there was some talk that PUBG was going to be running at 60 on the Xbox One, which is hilarious.
It gets funnier than that. Keep going.
It turns out that it won't at all. It will run at 30. And I think it's entertaining that there was talk about it running at 60. And I think it's B, really expected that it's actually going to run at 30.
It doesn't run at 60 on like a fucking supercomputer. It's the most unoptimized game
Exactly,
I think I've seen
yeah.
in my life.
I thought that was quite amusing.
Majority of people turn all of the settings off so that they can get a better frame rate and better connection so that they don't get any sort of lag when they're shooting because
Yeah,
apparently
exactly.
it's like the most tactical fucking shooter ever.
But PUBG is not just coming to the Xbox One. It's also coming to a phone in
Well,
your
don't get
pocket.
there yet. It's coming to the Xbox One X as well, Rory.
But what does it run on that?
It runs at 60 on the Xbox One X.
Bullshit.
So effectively, if you own a regular Xbox One and you're playing against somebody on an Xbox One X, you're going to lose.
True. Also, what resolution does it run at?
I would assume 1080 at least. Probably runs at 4K.
All right, we'll see. We'll see how it
I didn't
goes.
look that up. I just thought it was funny that you can play a game that's capped at 30 on one end of the system and
Aaron, can you look at that
not
So
statue?
counted.
stupid.
Aaron, can you look
Aaron,
at
look at the statue.
What?
can you look at the statue?
This guy?
It's Napoleon.
Oh, cool.
We're in France.
I can
Yeah, I know.
probably
I just
dress
wanted
up as
to
him.
confirm it.
and
I didn't
tell
know if it was Napoleon or just some other guy with a sword.
Oh, fair enough.
you. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, Aaron, I never thought of that. That's a really good point.
So,
Yeah.
With games on the Xbox One X, competitive games especially,
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now that
you're gonna get a
stupid.
tactical advantage.
yeah, especially now that Xbox supports keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
It's like people with an Xbox One X and keyboard and mouse who are like for some reason don't have a computer are playing against people on a regular Xbox One. It's like
It really puts pay to win in a whole new perspective.
they're not gonna.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
They, like, talk about paying to win. You pay $1 billion for an Xbox One X.
Yeah,
Hey,
buy
it's
a new
Napoleon
console,
again.
you'll win. Buy a new
Microsoft's
console,
gonna
you'll
come
win.
out and be like, well, if you're sick of losing at PUBG, I guess you're gonna have to go out and buy the new $600 console.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this the Versailles Palace?
Sure, why not? Anyway, I thought that was funny. It's also coming out for mobile phones as well.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
But there's two versions of it on the phone.
Uh-huh.
There's a mobile version, which I guess is garbage.
Is there a non-mobile version
And
on
there's
the
a
phone?
there's a non-mobile. It's just regular PUBG.
It's regular PUBG
So,
on your phone.
Yeah, so I
You
don't
look like
know.
an asshole at the doctor's waiting room.
How?
Yeah, who's playing PUBG on a phone? It's so-
He's such a fucking idiot.
All right, guys, ready for... What happened? It was his battery ran out, and also his phone melted.
Yeah, so that
Like,
also
how
makes
is
the
that
question:
going to drain
fucking
battery life? Holy crap.
if there's a mobile version of the game and a non-mobile version, both on phones, did that mean they play on different server sets?
What frame rate does the mobile version run at? Oh my
5?
god.
I don't know. Who cares?
60.
Oh man, I love this PUBG comic.
Oh god.
But like, if there's a non-phone version, will you be able to play with like PC players on your phone?
It can't be that, man. It's gotta be. If it's competitive at all, it
Yeah.
would be against other mobile users, wouldn't it?
Well, because, like, you can't...
I get, yeah, but there's a mobile version, so it's like, what's
Also,
the
how does it
difference?
control?
I'm assuming you just press the people you want to shoot.
Or is it more like an augmented reality thing?
Kill
You gotta-
this guy.
He
Now
mentioned
kill this guy
He
over
mentioned
here.
being augmented reality where you gotta flip the thing around in order to shoot at people. Like,
Oh my god!
Oh man, where's Jordan at?
he's playing PUBG on his phone.
Oh my god, can you even imagine how many driving laws he break playing that
I can't
fucking
wait.
thing?
I can't wait to get the
reality?
message. She's like, "Hey guys, check out this game PUBG on the phone."
Yeah, it's got
What if it
microtransactions.
is?
or
What if
whatever.
it is that? What if it's like Pokemon Go?
Oh my god, so many people are gonna die. That's what's gonna happen.
Now that's an interesting idea for a
But
shooter.
you like walk around the city and you find guns in different locations and stuff.
Except that would
You've
absolutely
got,
be
you've
frowned
got
upon.
indicators of where other players might be.
That's so stupid.
Oh man, can't wait to some freak walks into one of my lectures.
You got ya.
Some nonsense.
I got ya. There's there's an AR-15 somewhere in here.
Do you play PUBG Go?
Oh god.
PUBG Go.
Everything, like, PUBG just gets more annoying the more I hear about it.
Yep.
Everything new I hear about it since the first thing I've heard about it has been fucking stupid. The PUBG complains about Epic Games because their game presumably is not poorly optimized. You remember that when they were complaining
About Fortnite.
about Fortnite? That was so fucking stupid.
They complained so much they sued them.
Which is hilarious.
That's a big moose.
It's like, oh, you can't make a game like ours for some reason.
Even though, well, never mind, I actually don't know, so I'm not gonna say.
It's so ridiculous. Just Epic Games is did you hear about Epic Games suing that kid? Yeah.
No.
No?
So okay, I don't have any of the details of this, and I was kind of hoping me bringing it up would inspire someone else who's actually read the story.
Man, it's not, good thing you don't have some sort of mobile device in your hand.
I hate doing that. I hate.
Nah, you can't. Look, you can't do that. He's playing PUBG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shoot this guy here.
Is that why your phone's radiating heat?
And so this 14-year-old kid or something, he like I don't understand what happened. He like did a video on like how to do a cheat in Fortnite or something, or maybe he wrote the cheat. I'm confused as fuck about the whole situation because I keep hearing different stories about it. But anyways, they sent him it wasn't. I don't think it was a cease and desist. I'm not a lawyer, but I think it was different.
Are you not?
Yeah, really though. Than being a cease and desist, and then the kid counterclaimed, which apparently legally that like if you throw something at somebody and they counterclaim it, you have to follow through. on your shit.
Yeah.
So now they have to follow through, and they're like suing this kid. And it's.
I'm guessing the kid didn't really know what he was doing.
I'm guessing he did.
Well, this kid is going to take on the makers of, or take on Epic Games in a court battle.
Well, I guess. It's pretty good stuff. Like
you should try spinning. I heard that's a good trick.
Well, actually, let's add some. Let's add a little bit of rigor to this, even though I actually hate doing this. I'm just gonna see a little bit. We're gonna get some surely authentic news. We're just gonna use the strategy of Delaware scene sued by Epic Games for cheating in Fortnite. Now, this is from the News Journal, which may or may not be a reputable source of news. So, yeah, suing a Pine Creek teen. What the fuck is Pine Creek?
Probably a place.
It's apparently in Delaware. So it's Pine Creek, Delaware, a place literally no one has ever given a shit about.
That's why he did this, so it would make headlines.
Yeah, so...
He's the one kid trying to bring tourism back to his town.
Yeah,
there'll be a family made-for-TV movie about him in a couple of years.
So they claim that the teen violated, and 8 others actually, violated both the company's terms of use contract and federal copyright law. So apparently he is a cheater. Nobody likes a cheater. And nobody likes playing with cheaters. This is an official fucking company statement, by the way.
Is he also a
this
pumpkin
thing that
eater?
reads like a 12-year-old like PSA, like one of those things you did for like a project in 4th grade, like make an inspirational video.
Were you making inspirational videos in grade 4? The fucking
Probably,
school
to
did
be
you
honest. I went to a wacky...
That's
you know
a private school versus a public school. In 4th grade, I was told to shut up. That's the project I was given.
Yeah, well,
shut
I
up,
was busy
Adam.
in detention for wearing the wrong colored socks.
To be fair, I feel like that shouldn't be a detentionable offense for you.
Are you a time traveler, Rory?
The
'Cause I feel like you were at a school with Hitler or something.
No, I just went to a pretty strict school.
Remember your friend Adolf who hated all Jews?
Background, I guess, for the people who don't know. I went to a private school and they had a lot of uniform restrictions. And one of the things was you got these uniform infractions, these little yellow slips of paper if you were caught without a belt or wearing the wrong colored socks or something of the sort. If you got 3 uniform infractions, which you all had to take home to your parents and then explain to your parents what the fuck a uniform infraction was and why they were paying for it. If you got 3 of them, you wound up in detention.
Can you explain the story to Jordan? Because I'm genuinely curious as to what his reaction to this would be. I don't know if he'd be furious. I don't know if he would say, like, I tell that bitch that's at school to go to fucking Jesus and I bat her.
Alright, so here's what happened. So, this kid cheated using a cheat code from somewhere else, and then he posted a video on YouTube of how you can do this. So, this apparently... what's interesting is the fact that they could take the videos down, which
oh my god,
I find.
Dang.
Yikes. Okay, they stopped shooting. That's good.
hey, you're trespassing. Oh, you're just
Drowning someone.
you're just assaulting.
No problem.
You're just assaulting a woman. No problem, sir. This
They
is
hated
Frank.
their boss. They're like, oh no, they're
So the
killing
really
her.
interesting thing about this to me is the fact that they thought they could take the fact that they successfully tried to take the videos down. I guess he's in breach of TOS, but like, I'm surprised that extends far enough that you can take videos down. That doesn't seem like at all legitimate use of copyright. It's a video of you using an exploit in a game. I don't see where copyright comes into that at all.
I feel like that's justified though. Like, not, I guess it depends on what's in their terms of service, but I feel like an exploit in a game and then sharing the knowledge of said exploit definitely goes against terms of service. So I feel
it definitely goes against terms of service, but so I understand why you can ban him from the game. I don't understand why you can take the video down.
Because it's him sharing the exploit.
I'm betting that what they're the
But what's the TOS like? I understand how that's a violation of TOS, like sharing an exploit, but like, I don't understand why that's not independent of, like, you only have control over his activity in your game, which you can cease.
I'm gonna.
But I don't understand what it has to do with copyright. Go ahead, Adam.
I'm gonna. Jesus, fucking Jack the Ripper.
That's pretty
over
cool.
here.
That's pretty fucking.
Yeah,
cool.
that's pretty cool. Like, was it? Who's the vampire? What's the vampire anime?
Dracula.
Well, this is a vampire outfit.
Helsing is what
Helsing,
you're
yeah.
looking for, yeah.
So they took his video down, did they?
Yeah,
They tried.
I'm guessing why the reason they're calling copyright infringement is because he's using their game in this video.
But you
Yeah.
can use a game in a video.
Yeah, but that's the excuse that they're
Technically
using.
not, though. It, like,
They want
game videos on YouTube exist in this weird space where it could be illegal if the company wanted it to be.
Well, that's the issue, right?
Haha,
Like,
the Mad Axe are away.
the space shouldn't be weird because the law is actually, as I understand it, pretty unambiguous. It's just that companies have seemingly taken advantage of the pressure they're able to put on people.
But that's not what I'm saying. Whether they're right or wrong, they originally, copyright strike this kid in order to take his video down as like
Yeah.
a kind of a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
And then they didn't expect anything more of it, but he counterclaimed them,
exactly.
and now they actually have
Yeah.
to go to court over copyright infringement. They didn't. I would be very surprised if they actually thought it was copyright infringement. I'd say what it more likely is they just did this to take the video down, and now they're actually having to do it because they got bit in the ass with YouTube's broken copyright infringement.
I'd say you're
system.
right, actually. Because I don't really see this. Did he break TOS? Almost certainly. There's a term about cheating. But I don't. Yeah, I gotta say I don't see what he did by posting the video exactly as
You look an extremely
as
psychotic
really
citizen ghost.
an offense that should be even a problem. To
Or
be
citizen
honest,
Spectre.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like he's making public an exploit in their game.
yeah.
I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing something, but then again, I feel like they're missing something.
Anyway, we're gonna have to move on from
Yeah.
this and blitz the
Who
rest of
cares?
these topics.
I just want to say that PlayerUnknown has said that it'll run at 30 FPS across all Xbox
will it?
devices.
Oh.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, they must have changed that then, because that's not what I read earlier.
He tweeted out this morning.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so all Xboxes it'll run at 30 FPS.
Alright, good.
Well, there you go. So I guess it'll. Okay, yeah.
That doesn't change the fact that Aaron brought up a really good point in that competitive multiplayer games
Yeah.
may not run at the same frame rate across the two devices.
It's still an excellent point, and it's also still like I just player unknown. Ugh.
So what? So
So I feel like now, if that's the case, then the Xbox One X version of the game is taking a hit just to be on par. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, why would you make this iteration of the game if it's using the same engine, using the same assets? It's not going to look any better.
A better question, Aaron. Why would you make this version of the console if it was just going to be forced to play games the same way as the other version?
Yeah.
That's going to be
Yeah.
what becomes funny in this is because they made this whole new thing, and then they're going to equalize it. It's actually
Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah, what's up? Oh, fuck off, Adobe. Adobe keeps reminding me about shit that I already know about. It's like
Well,
I've
say
been
later.
here for an hour.
Well, then forget about it. Stop pressing buttons on it.
Rory, how's Tekken going?
Oh yeah, okay. So this is
God, I wanted to end quickly.
so Tekken's been introducing some crossover characters, and they announced
Crossover with who?
everybody. It's officially random. Like
Is Winston Churchill in the game?
Winston Churchill is the next guy.
Oh man,
So
is he?
no, fuck no.
You said that with a lot of conviction. though.
And so they recently, I just forgot to talk about it. They had their the finale for their like Tekken World Tour, and they announced their next DLC character, and it's Noctis from Final Fantasy 15, which
Oof.
I've not yet played, but that's fucking hilarious. And
To be fair, I can see why he would make a pretty decent fighting character because his moveset would be interesting for like a Smash style game, but I'm not 100% sure if he would do well in a Tekken style, more realistic looking game.
oh, I'm sure. I think they've totally overhauled his moveset.
Because like his moveset in Final Fantasy is to is to like will swords into existence out of the ether
Yeah.
and then hurl them as hard as he can using telekinesis at his foe, which I'm pretty sure is not allowed in the mixed martial arts tournament.
He
But
does,
what do
well,
I know?
to be fair, the
They allow
Yoshimitsu,
bears.
Uh,
Also,
I-
yet that.
But like apparently, apparently he does have a variety of weapons, which is interesting. Whether those are actually used as weapons or just used as sort of extended fists has yet to be determined. But people went crazy about this.
Good or bad?
Good. They love it, right? They can't wait. And it's when
What-
I learned that a lot of people really love Noctis.
Why not? Well, I guess, but I was going to say because I didn't think Noctis had a lot of lovability to him because he's a very bland character. He's awful. Why not somebody more recognizable to the franchise like Cloud or Squall?
Or lightning.
Shut your mouth.
So those are all interesting questions, actually. Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's probably the idea is they're going to attract the new Final Fantasy because, of course, Final Fantasy. A lot of people play Final Fantasy 15 who haven't played any other Final Fantasy.
Fair
games.
enough.
So I guess, and I think that's what they're trying to do here is essentially attract. I don't think they're putting the guest characters in for Tekken players. My theory is that they're putting them in to attract non-Tekken players. To be like, hey, look, Noctis is in this thing. They're kind of trying to do what Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is doing, except successfully. Because no one is like, oh, hooray, this character, like Chun-Li is in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I'm going to play it. Because then they saw Chun-Li and the way she looked in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and they were like, what the fuck is this? There's actually a good poster. Someone made a poster of the old Tekken 2 cover with all the characters, and they put in the characters from Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and I swear if you didn't know which ones were which, you wouldn't be able to tell. They're that poorly done. It's an incredible image. I'll actually probably send it to Aaron before this podcast goes to air so he can put it in here.
Put what in?
It's fucking hilarious. The picture I'll send you.
Oh, sweet.
So that was about it for that. So let's talk about The Punisher, because The Punisher came out on November 17th.
Or we can, clue up.
Oh, okay.
Well, you talk about it briefly then if you want, but we've been going for an hour and a half.
Oh, it's just on the topic list. I didn't have anything to say about it.
Well, generally we talk for an hour and then that's it, Rory.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
Is the
We don't
podcast
need-
an
we
hour
don't-
long?
Yeah, we don't need to go through all our
It's
topics.
never been
The
never been an hour long. We've always gone over.
I watched The Punisher. It was good.
You liked it?
Cool.
Yeah, it was alright. It succumbs to the same problems that I have with all of the Netflix series in that it's kind of slow moving at the start. And in this one specifically, I feel like it doesn't get Punisher-y enough.
Okay, yeah.
It's really violent. There's lots of cool deaths and gore and stuff.
If you want
But
the
he's
Punisher
not-
that you know and love, you have to wait 12 years for the second season.
Yeah, he's not the emotionless, nihilistic killer that I like. So,
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
So there's not. It's
He's
not
good.
relatable to you then.
He's a good actor.
Oh, John Bernthal is a good actor, yeah.
Yeah.
And they do a good job with him in it, I think.
He's reprised? Does this take place before or after his appearance in the second season of Daredevil?
I'm
After.
assuming-
So this
After.
is
is it?
the latest in the Marvel series
Yeah.
on Netflix right
So
now.
his family thing must be a prequel, though. Is it not?
Yes.
Okay.
The thing that happens with his family, we don't... That doesn't take place in any of the shows. We see flashbacks, but
Oh, okay. I see.
it doesn't actually happen in any of the shows.
All right. Cool.
It's good though. It's got some really cool kills.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Anyway, that's it for this week's podcast.
We'll be back next week.
with episode 142.
Stranger Things got a third season. Just want to mention that real quick. No one's surprised, as I put in the...
Also, Mindhunter, good show. You should watch it.
Yeah,
I
I
will.
heard it was good, but haven't looked into it yet.
I also have not had a chance to watch it. I'll probably watch it over the holidays, though.
Oh my god.
All right, that's it for
Anyway,
us. We'll see you guys
yep.
next week.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us.
Have fun.
Thanks for
See you
having
then.
me,
Oh,
fellas.
it's your podcast, man.
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.